You're listening to the VO Life with Troy Holden.
Or hey. Welcome back to the VO Life. Troy Holden, your blue-collar voice of choice. Good to be back with you for our number 4 winter short. We're going to have one more, and the last one is probably just going to be a year-end wrap-up, and it may not even be a short. You know how that goes. But hopefully it will be. We'll try to make it short. And then I'm going to compile an episode soon of a mock audition I did, and we're going to play the winners from that in the different divisions, and also with permission from other people that did not. I want you to hear some things where I said, don't do that, and and not following the instructions, and not picking on anybody, because we all have done it. We all have slated when we shouldn't, or we named the file backwards. We got the name in front of our name in front of the file name, and it's supposed to be the other way around. We've all done it. So not picking on anybody, but just saying, even in a small environment, I think I had 24 or 25 submissions. There were like 7 that did not follow the directions. So that's a third that if the booking agent was picky, they would have kicked them out. But anyway, we'll get into that more in that episode and get to hear the ones that I picked. And remember, subjectively picked, because I liked it. And that doesn't mean the others were bad. There were some really good auditions in there. This week, I want to talk briefly or quickly about Customer Service 101. We don't talk a ton about how to treat our customers, and we really should, because it's highly important. This is the lifeblood of your business, and as frustrated as so many of these clients can make you, you have got to go above and beyond. It's just what we have to do. Now, I use this as an example on my own this week. Here we are, it's Christmas week. I'm trying to get everything crammed in. Then we had this Arctic blast come through, and we lost power for about 6 hours, and I had a big video sales letter due. It was on the clock. You all know what that means, so I had to ask for an extension. I was doing that on my phone, and they were very understanding. But then after I recorded it, and I was rendering the file, which was an hour and 10 minutes long, the power glitched again during the render. Normally, on audition, if whatever is in there will be there when you come back. Because that file was rendering, it was gone. And I had to re-record it again. Thus why I sound like this, because my voice is very tired. I had to read that thing totally once, halfway through again, and it did it again, and I lost the file because I was trying to be slick and save it halfway through just in case. Well, that didn't work. So I had to go back and read it the third time, and I finally got it to him. But I got a wonderful tip, so it more than helped with the frustration. But what I'm getting at is, I was jumping through hoops to let the client know what was going on, and they knew. They were up in Kentucky, up near Louisville, and they knew they were going through the same weather that I was going through. So they were very understanding and just super, super great. And then I had another one going on where I do radio spots, and they're almost all heat and air, plumbing, that type thing, and it's different areas of the country, like Atlanta, Phoenix, Washington State, and it's about 5 or 6 different companies or clients. Well, they send me basically 30. The information is a 30-second sing in, sing out. They have jingles, so I have so many seconds in the middle, and they do, and all they'll give me maybe is $50 off a service call. And I have to write it, and I was never in radio. I'm not used to that, but I can do it. And I've heard enough commercials. I can do it. I can go to their website. I can figure out what their thing is, if they've got a slogan or stuff on there, if they've been in business for so many years, and I can put it together. But a lot of times it'll get kicked back and say, well, they would rather you said this or rather you said that. So, and I've done this back and forth several times, and I thought, I really like this client. They're the middle person. They're the one selling the ad, and I thought, how can I make this work better for all of us? So I asked them, could we get together on a Zoom call and lay out a better way to prep for these. And my thing was, I would really like to have the client involved and all three of us be on a call and kind of walk through it. Then I can provide the script. Here's how what I would like to say. Is there anything you'd like to change? And then once they approve the script, I can record it. And then we usually would only have to record it once. The way it is now, sometimes I have to record it 2 or 3 times, and sometimes there's a week or 10 days of gap in there between when I submit it and when they come back and want it changed. And I'm not the best at saving my multi-track files and all the stuff that went with it. Sometimes I'll do a cleanup and just clear the board and start over. And I usually remember, hey, I got those hanging, and leave them in there just in case, but sometimes I don't, and that would prevent that. Of course, if I would save my stuff, that wouldn't be a problem. But I hear some people say, well, memory's cheap, the cloud's cheap, save everything. I save them. I save the file after I send it, but what I'm saying is not keeping the setup and the multi-track in there and saving the stuff into a folder where you can open it and it all repopulates back. I'm not good at that because I don't do that much full production. I'm like most everybody else. Most of the time it's just me yabber-dabbering. So anyway, I'm looking for a way, like I said, to better that relationship, to make it work better for all of us, get the client involved on the front end and do it better. And they were really appreciative that I mentioned doing that. They liked the idea and said, that's great. That makes sense. And it saves them work. They're not having to double, triple handle every transaction. And it's little things like that. It's the way you respond initially, especially to a revision. Gosh, I had another guy this week that it's always last minute. How fast can I get this? And it was December 23rd, and it was 6:00 at night. And it's an emergency, and I got to get it as quick as possible. I'll pay an extra $100, whatever for your time. And it was a little 35, 40 second. It looked like something they're going to send out where you can watch it on your phone, maybe an invitation to people to come to this party thing. And they had the video. He wanted James Bond type music. He wanted it in a British accent. Yeah, that's going to be fun. And then, and I told him, I said, I can do a pretty good Australian, but I don't, I said, I think it'll work for this. Let's try it. So that's what we did. And he liked the voice. He was happy with the voice, but the music was too slow. Could you speed the music? And here it is now. I feel like if I get into over an hour with him, I'm going to lose money. And I'm into about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. And instead of me going, look, dude, you hit me last minute. This is the best I can do. I sent him 3 different options. I sent him 3 final of the video with 3 different music tracks on it that were spy music and some a little more upbeat than other. And then he was happy. But I didn't send one and wait, no, that's not this. Send the next one. No, it's not that. How long does it take to drop a music track in something? 2 minutes? So drop it in there, edit it, fade it out, whatever you got to do to clip it. And now I've got that version. Save that one. Now go to the next one, save that one. And then send him 3 different versions and let him have them. It took an extra 5 or 10 minutes, but had I went back and forth with him, we'd have been messaging and emailing for hours. So sometimes if you'll just think ahead, and do those things, just be your best, be your most cooperative. And there will be times you have to go, all right, that's it, I'm done. It will happen and you'll know when it happens. But for the most part, bend over backwards, be exceptionally nice and responsive to your clients, and, do the right thing, do the best thing, and put yourself on their side. And always remember this, and this is the one that's very hard for me to remember. No matter what they're paying you, there are people who have, called and said, I got this little animation and I'm doing it for my kids. And I fool with this some. Here's my YouTube channel. You can take a look, and you look at it and you think, hey, it's pretty neat stuff he's doing. And, he's right. He's got 45 subscribers, and it's probably all family. And you're only going to charge him $25 because you're only reading about 4 sentences, and he's very happy because you can do these character voices for him. And you know what? To that guy, that $25 job is just as important as that $1,500 3 words that you're going to say for a regional commercial. It's just as important to him as that commercial is to that production company. So make him feel that important. I always think of MMFI. I was taught this a long time ago, and it ain't got anything to do with profanity. It's make me feel important. And I think of that every time I get an order. How do I make you feel important, and how do I solve your problem? And that's why people will come back. Do your customer service. Go above customer service 101. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. That's it. There won't be any more before Christmas Day. It's Christmas Eve. I hope everyone has the most special Christmas, holidays, Hanukkah, whatever you're doing. God bless America. We'll see you next week.
This has been The VO Life with Troy Holden on Spotify, Apple, Google, and more.